Hello everyone, welcome to another video, and today we will have a look at a bumper case which has been my go-to case for my Pixel 6 Pro, Pixel 7 Pro, and now Pixel 8 Pro device. You can see my Pixel 6 Pro is not here, but I have the case. I actually traded that in when I got my Pixel 7 Pro, and this Zon case, this particular type of bumper case has been excellent for me. And just to let you know, I have been using their cases from 2019. So this is my Oppo Reno 2, so the device that I bought in 2019, and I have been using their Zon cases because the cuts are absolutely perfectly done, accurately done, and the protection is just mind-blowing. I have dropped this several times, mostly accidentally, but sometimes even out of spite, and this device is just pristine. And I have dropped the 6 Pro when I was using it, when it was in this case, from waist height as well as from head height, and 7 Pro as well, when I was, let's say, trying to take a call and my fingers were very cold, just couldn't hold on to the device, even though the sides are very grippy. This is all rubberized material, so it's very, very grippy. But accidentally I might have just dropped it, and it's just completely protected my device. I didn't really need to put on a really good quality glass screen protector to protect my screen, because in most of the cases, even if it drops, it really doesn't transfer the shock to the screen, unless it's from a maybe 2 or 3 story drop, which is unlikely for me to do because I will not do that. I'm usually very careful with my devices, but I am a clumsy person. And yeah, I mean, I can show you my 7 Pro. This is in the hazel color. So apart from a few wear and tear scratches, it's just pristine. It's just pristine, and I would attribute most of that for this particular case because it has protected my device really, really well. And it also gives me the opportunity to show off the back, even if it's a bit smudgy. It's just a drawback that you have to live with. And the other thing that I really like about it is, for the 6 Pro as well, it came with a built-in lens guard of sorts. It keeps the lenses exposed and has the cutouts for the laser autofocus system, as well as the mics and the ambient sensors, and the flash. But this has been my go-to case manufacturer and my go-to case type for my devices for a long time. In fact, my wife is using an iPhone 13 Pro, and she also got the same type of case, and she has just become a fan of it as well. So, but when I got the same case for my 8 Pro, things weren't that well for me. Things didn't really go that well for me, because instantly I just noticed something. I just noticed that there were less number of holes on this compared to this. Now, they must have designed it properly, which they usually do, because in the 6 Pro and the 7 Pro, they just, the cutouts were properly designed and everything. The buttons were also clicky, and it's clicky as well for this 7, like 8 Pro as well. They are always clicky. Not sure whether you could have heard, but they're always clicky and very easy to access and precision cut. But for the 8 Pro, I noticed that there were less number of holes, and it bothered me because I knew that there would be some kind of laser autofocus system here. I can see a cutout for the mic, I can see a cutout for the ambient sensor, and the other associated sensors like temperature sensor, flash, and the 3 camera lenses, but I couldn't see a cutout for the laser autofocus. And then I was like, well, maybe the Pixel 7 Pro is not using a laser autofocus. And then when I tried to, let's say, launch the camera, I could actually see the laser autofocus system working. So for instance, if I switch off the light, if you look at here, you can see that the camera will pick up a pulsating light, and this is the laser autofocus system. So there are laser autofocus sensors like a diode, emitter diode, and a sensor here. Some are here. You might be able to see it on the camera. I'm not sure whether you are. And there are no cutouts for this. Here, there should have been cutouts, right? So I was very, very, sad, upset, and I was thinking, oh, okay, I'll just return this and maybe look for some other case, which I never did for my devices for the last 3 years or 2 years, like more than 2 years actually. So I actually reached out to them. I bought all these 3 cases, actually this one as well, all these cases from AliExpress and from the official store of the manufacturer, which is Zund official store. And I told them that, listen, there's something wrong with the design, and there's supposed to be holes here for the laser autofocus system. And there was another issue as well for the ultra wide lens. I showed them some photo samples. I'll try to put the screenshots here. It's changed. If I can, need to learn a few editing skills. So yeah, and I let them know that there is some vignetting effect because of this being small, the cutout being small. There's some vignetting effect in the images that I take on the ultra wide. And they were like, okay, we'll have a look at it. And maybe a couple of hours later, they came up with another message, and they just told me that yeah, we will send you a new one. We have redesigned our case for the 8 Pro, and we'll send you a new one. And sure enough, within a couple of, maybe within a week, I think, this thing came up in my post box. And essentially this is the same case with a redesigned cutout for the laser autofocus system, as well as a larger ultra wide lens cutout. So let's just see whether this is useful. Let's just see first. Let's just take the scientific approach, more or less. Let's just see whether the cutout on the 7 Pro is right. I mean, is it working properly, whether the laser autofocus system is there or not, and whether it's working properly. So if I switch this off, you see there is a laser laser illuminated here. And let's see the laser autofocus system in action. So whenever I bring something close to the camera, let's say, let's just put these things in the background so that you have a frame of reference. So whenever I put this globe close, it just focuses on this and then goes back, focuses on this and then goes back. This is done usually in the Pixel phones, at least in well-lit scenarios like this, or decently lit scenarios like this. This is done using with laser autofocus as well as phase detect autofocus. But for phase detect autofocus, you need a lot of light for the camera to be able to say that, okay, fine, there are differences in the contrast of whatever is there in the screen or in the field, like the view of the camera. So it tries to autofocus based on that. So if I go into a low lit scenario, and if I bring this here, it will still lock on focus because it's using the laser autofocus in a low lit scenario, right? So let's try to do the same thing with our 8 Pro case without the holes. So now in a well-lit scenario, even in a decently well-lit scenario, it has trouble focusing, right? But more or less it's fast. It's using phase detect autofocus for sure because the light's there in the scene. What happens when we switch off the lights? Yeah, it struggles a bit and then struggles again to focus back. And now it's struggling. You see? Now it's struggling pretty hard, and then sometimes it just gets it. And then sometimes it just doesn't, because the laser autofocus system is not working. Because it's not getting any inputs from the laser autofocus system. Right? Maybe, yeah. For things which are a little bit further, might be working all right, but if it's a bit closer, finds it difficult to lock onto focus. But on the same height almost, it was able to lock onto focus previously. So I can demonstrate, if I take this off, now the phone is by itself. Right, now it can lock onto focus very, very quickly and back, very, very quickly and back. So the main issue was that these sensors were blocked, right? These sensors were blocked. Now let's put on our new case and let's try to see how well does it work on focusing. Let's see in a low light situation. See, pretty much instant. And focuses back, pretty much instant. And for the ultra wide as well, this particular lens, like the cutout, yeah, this is larger. So the main reason why I want to make this video this way was I wanted to, let people know, because people are still looking for good cases for the 7 Pro and the 8 Pro. And in my experience, this is the best case that I have found, or at least the best bumper case that I have found, because it is grippy. It is not that bulky because the sides are thinner, but it gives the right amount of protection to the corners as well as the camera bump. Also, as a bonus, it gives that panda look, kind of like a Batman-esque vibe to the phone. That's my opinion though. Yeah, so let me know if you like the look of this particular case. I will link the correct store which sells this particular design and not the flawed design, this particular design on their page. And yeah, if you want to pick it up from there, you can pick it up from there. It's very cheap if you pick it up from there. If you pick it up from, let's say, Amazon or anywhere else, it's usually 4 times or 3 times the price. I'm not an advocate of AliExpress, full disclaimer. I bought these with my own money. I wasn't sent these, and they are not going to review my video before I post it. But this is just my opinion, my honest opinion, and I really feel that I want to share this with everyone. And yeah, happy hunting on accessories. And yeah, I hope that you like this video. Give in the comments, like in the comment section, give your opinion. How can I make my videos better? And also whether you really like the kind of content that I'm providing, because all I want to do is just share my tech interests with like-minded people here. So yeah, stay tuned for a full review of the camera system for the 7 Pro and the 8 Pro, which will come out soon, probably within the weekend or maybe early next week. I will post 2 videos, one for the camera, like the photography, as well as another for the videography differences. So, and there will be probably a 3rd video as well for the performance and battery life comparisons. I'll send this one away next week for a trade-in, and let me know in the comments what other kinds of things you want to know between, like, comparisons between these 2 models. And yeah, see you in the comment section. Take care.